Hey guys, welcome to Tasha's Place. My name's Tasha. If you haven't been here before, don't forget to like and subscribe to see more videos. In today's video, we will be touching on a more serious topic, postnatal depression, also known as PND. PND is a depression that comes on in the first 12 months of having a baby. For some, it passes quickly, but others will need professional help. The exact causes are unknown, but physical changes like pregnancy hormones can affect your brain's chemicals. Emotional changes like the stress of having a baby and social changes like society's expectation on what a new mother should be. Low moods, feeling inadequate, a sense of hopelessness, exhaustion, being sad and teary, and worrying excessively are just a few of the many signs of PND. Support and patience from family and friends, as well as talking to a professional counsellor, can be helpful. In more severe cases, antidepressants and other medications might be used to bring about a change in mood. It is important to remember that PND is a temporary condition that will improve in time. Today we have Kelly from the UK here to tell us about her story.
My name's Kelly. I'm a stay-at-home mum to 3 children. I live in the UK. I'm also a stepmom to 1 little girl. I have a Labrador. I live with my partner and have been with him for nearly 8 years. I'm due to get married this October. Okay, so I think the duration of my postnatal depression probably lasted the year after she was born. However, I still have my bad days now, like I've said, but they're far from in between. I can go months feeling alright and then just have a bad week, or I could just have a bad day. I think the worst of my postnatal depression was probably within the first 6 months. So by the time she was about 6-8 months old, I started to feel a bit better and a bit more confident. However, I still didn't feel like myself properly until probably when she was 1, just over 1. So yeah. So I did mention to you that I moved 50 miles away from home. So another one of my factors were the house that I moved into didn't feel like home. My partner actually shared it with his ex-partner before they split up, and he stayed there when she moved. So when I moved to come and live with him, the plan originally was to get our own house, and unfortunately due to financial circumstances we couldn't do that at the time. So we had to go with the second best option, which was bringing our daughter and my son and his little girl up in our house that him and his ex shared, where he was currently living. So I didn't like the thought, and it really played heavy on my mind, and it still does now, that I took our little girl home to their house. It's never ever, and it never ever ever felt like home, and it was one of the things I was so glad to be out of. You know, it was a nice house, just 2 bedrooms, so it weren't really big enough for us anyway, but you know, I had so much relief when we was able to move into a house that we could call our home, or I could call our home. That's that. So, as in terms of getting better, I think the cloud lifted for me was when I first got my first job over here, because it just gave me motivation to get up, go out, even if that was the only thing I did. So even if all I'd done that day was get up and do a shift, it meant I got out the 4 walls that I was stuck in, or felt as though I was stuck in. I met new people, I made new friends, I started to become more confident. More so when my children started preschool or school. You know, the mums at the school have started to become my very best, not my best friends, but my very good friends, and people I can class as friends. And we go to the park and take the kids to play, and we try and meet up in the half terms. Obviously, depending what we're doing, it can be quite tough, but definitely in the summer holidays, you see these people every day at drop off and pick up, so you do stand there and you do have a natter, and sometimes I think that's all you need. And that's it, really. My third tip would be to accept any help you have. This goes with those that are not suffering postnatal depression, as well as those that are suffering or think they are suffering from it. If somebody asks to hoover your living room, or watch your baby while you have a bath, or just watch your baby for half an hour, take them out so you could just have some time for yourself, accept the help, because it will help. Just as something as small as them changing the bum. Because you're probably sick to death of changing bums 10, 20 times a day. So someone telling that one change could massively help. So I would definitely say, take the help. You're not Superwoman. You're, you know, and it is okay not to be okay. And it is okay to say, yes, please help me. I am struggling. You know, just anything. Any help people offer you, please, please take it. So my fourth point would be to eat and drink regular, preferably healthy, although I'm rubbish at eating healthy myself. I'm so bad. I have such a sweet tooth. But it does help. It does help to drink clear fluids like water, because you stay hydrated. So the mind stays hydrated. You know, it is, you know, healthy foods, healthy mind and all that. And it does actually work. But yeah, just making sure you're eating and drinking regular. So have breakfast, have lunch, have dinner. You know, the 3 main meals a day, and breakfast is the most important because you're breaking that fast after you've had sleep, and you're going to need your energy to look after your baby, more so if you're suffering with postnatal depression, because it can take it out of you mentally, emotionally, physically. And I know when I'm having a bad day, I feel like I could sleep for a week because I just feel drained. So by eating and drinking regularly and trying to do it properly will help me and myself. So I would say, if you didn't speak up to the GP, then please speak up to the GP, especially if you're having suicidal thoughts. They are only there to help. They are not going to take your baby away, which was one of the things that I was worried about. I was worried that they would say I wasn't coping, even though I was coping, that they would take my baby away. And they really, really don't want that. They want to help, and they want to help in many ways possible. They're not there to just take your baby away. Another thing I would say is take some time for yourself. So that could be anything at all. If it means go and have a walk around the block, take a bath, read a book, just do something that you enjoy. It doesn't have to cost anything. You know, meet up with a friend, go around the house for coffee, take a walk around the park. Just take 5, 10 minutes, half an hour, half a day, a whole day, however much time you need to just focus on yourself. Because when you look after yourself and self-care well, you do start to feel better. It does help. It really does help. So I just want to mention one more thing about my postnatal depression that is a big thing for me. After the birth of my second, because that's when I suffered my postnatal depression, and I did suffer really bad, I never wanted to feel like that again. So to me, the postnatal depression linked with the pregnancy, so therefore I didn't want any more children, and it was something I was adamant with. I didn't want any more. I went to college because I wanted to become a midwife, so I wanted to actually have a career. However, during the last year of college, before I was due to start university, well, as I was applying for university, I found out I was pregnant. I was on the pill, but you know, if you miss one, sometimes you can get caught. And although I'd missed one before and hadn't got caught, I fell pregnant. So although I'm thankful for that pregnancy now, and I love my third child as much as the others, and I couldn't imagine life without her, to me that news was bad and I cried. However, my midwife was amazing. She put me in touch with a mental health nurse, not because I was suffering from postnatal depression or any type of depression at the time, but because I was 25% more likely to suffer after the birth of another child. So I already had the support there ready if I was to suffer with postnatal depression again. Luckily, I didn't really suffer. Didn't really have baby blues. Had a few days where I was probably a little bit hormonal and cried a little bit, but that's normal after having a baby. And it is one thing you do forget. You do forget that it is normal to feel a bit hormonal after a baby when you've suffered, because you just automatically think, I'm depressed. But I didn't. I was just like, I know it's something that I'm just having a teary day because my hormones are everywhere. And that's all.
If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.